on this occasion, watched the pre-fight show, watched the prelims, watched the main card, and watched the post-fight show. So, yeah, I saw everything. For those that didn't, the fight started pretty quickly. And basically, towards the end of the round, Kevin Lee took his back, sunk in a rear naked choke. And, the choke was in. The choke. So there's two ways of doing a rear naked choke. There's the way that you put one arm under around the neck, under the chin, and then you grab your bicep, and then the hand of the bicep, the other hand, one hand's on the bicep, the other hand goes to the back of the head, and you squeeze the choke in. Now, when people do that, you'll see them in the UFC with the guy that's being choked, with their two hands, they'll reach back, and that hand that's trying to go behind the head, they'll pull that arm down, and when they pull that arm down, that releases the tension. So that's what was going on. Michael Chiesa was pulling that arm from behind his head, and it was relieving the tension of the rear naked choke. Now, what you can do is one arm can go across under the neck, you grab the bicep, and then the arm of the free hand that you have, one hand's on the bicep, the other hand slides down, so it's palm to palm, okay? And then you squeeze the choke on like that. And that is a way tighter choke. It really is. And it's really hard to escape if it's in tight. Now, Kevin Lee got the palm to palm position. It was under the neck, under the chin, pardon me. And it was a tight-ass choke. It was. And he was squeezing, but Chiesa didn't tap. Okay, now the referee stopped the fight. The referee saw the writing on the wall that the fight was probably going to be over. And I'll say right now, the fight probably was going to be over, but it wasn't over. And you've got to let these guys tap. Now, whereas it might be a really deep armbar and you might snap the arm, all that's going to happen with a rear naked choke is the guy's going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then he'll come back round again when you let go. So no one's going to die. So the referee really, really messed up there.
I have a question. Is it within the rules, though? Because I know with, the referee, if a fighter's not intelligently defending themselves, they have the right to stop it. Now, with submissions, is that the case? I don't understand as of right now. They're saying it's Mario Yamasaki's blunder, but technically, is it within the rules? Is that truly a mistake? Or does he have the right to say, oh, look, I believe that this guy's in trouble. He's not getting out of that. I'm stopping this fight because there's no way for him to advance his position.
Well, I guess that this is where you could put a legal hat on and pretend that you're a lawyer, because that line you just said there, intelligently defending themselves, I mean, that generally applies to striking. If you're on the floor or up against the fence and you're taking many, many unanswered blows, then the not intelligently defending yourself, you say, right, I'm stopping this, you're being a human punch bag, game's over. Now, with a choke, I guess you could argue that that applies, and he wasn't intelligently defending himself. His hands weren't doing anything. He wasn't trying to fight the hands. He wasn't, moving in a position which was conducive to escaping the choke. But still, a guy with the experience of Yamasaki, when it's the main event, I think he messed up. I think he should have let the fight go a few seconds longer. And I'm only talking a few seconds. One or two things would have happened. Chiesa would have tapped, or he would have gone to sleep. That's the fact. That is the fact. He was not escaping that choke. He would have either gone to sleep or he would have tapped. But this allows Michael Chiesa an argument, the basis of an argument, because Yamasaki stopped the fight when he shouldn't have done. He should not have stopped that fight. Now, what you got to remember is that as fighters, we train for God knows how long for these fights. And generally, and I hate this, by the way, I hope I don't get backlash from the UFC for saying this, but the way generally payment is structured within the UFC is 50-50. 50% to show and 50% to win, because all fighters think they're going to win. Every time I fought, now I'm lucky enough, I've been there long enough, that's not how my pay is structured. But that's generally how it starts. And for the first few years of my career with the UFC, that's how it was structured, and most fighters are like that until you get to a strong enough point or long enough or you're a big enough draw, whatever, where you can get out of that. So not only has he lost the fight, not only has he been unsuccessful, not only has he got another loss on his record, he's lost half of his money. Now, I don't know what his salary was, but that might have cost him $75,000 at the weekend. Now I think he would have lost anyway, but that is another factor as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we don't consider that at all, but it's a sort of weird thing because it did seem like he was going to lose. I was reading on one of the websites, and they kind of made an interesting point where they said, the real loser here ultimately is Kevin Lee, because he probably was going to win. Now he has this asterisk next to this victory, when in reality it was pretty fucking slick what he did. Beating a top 10 guy. Did you see the moment? I just watched this on slow motion on Reddit. It was so interesting when he went to go switch the hand for the choke.
Yeah.
He bit his glove to hold the position. He bit his own glove, Kevin Lee.
Oh, really?
Dude, I'm going to send you a link right fucking now, because they have it in slow motion. And it was so interesting. And I guess this is legal, because you can't.
Well, I guess so, because I've never heard anything against the rules now. I haven't seen what you're referring to, but I can understand it. So the arm that was already under the neck, he held that in place with his teeth whilst he adjusted the grip.
Yeah, I'm sending you the link right now so you can actually see it.
That's pretty inventive. That's and I can't imagine why that would be against the rules. I can't imagine how, with a mouthpiece in there, he was able to use his teeth to grip like that.
I don't know, maybe spit the mouthpiece out. But it's very, very interesting. And you wouldn't even notice it until somebody put it in slow motion. That's why you got to love Reddit. If they're good for anything.
You know what? I did download the Reddit app. Not that we're going to go off on a tangent on fucking Reddit, but I am slowly but surely. Basically, I go on Reddit when I've run out of things to read, on my phone. I mean, I am going to go to Audible and start listening to some books. But I get out of bed in the morning. I have my coffee. I do my emails. I do my social media. I do my Instagram. I do my Facebook. I go to the MMA sites. I go to, some sites for news around the world. And then when I've exhausted it, if I've got nothing left, then I'll go to Reddit and listen to what a bunch of 14-year-old kids want to talk about.
Yeah, well, look, it's also not just 14-year-old kids. It's definitely 30-year-old men who live in their mom's basement still, too.
So I really want to hear what that did.
Yeah, exactly.
Up everywhere then.
But did you get the video? I sent it to you.
Oh, okay. No, but listen, going back, streamable. So going back to that, though, I mean, that is, it's inventive. I like it. Hold on, here we go.
Very cool.
Oh, he does. And this is obviously a stream from
some illegal foreign fucking country.
Bloody Yugoslavia.
Can I also say something?
No, he does. Yeah. He bites the glove. That's cool. I like it. Well done. Anyway, Kevin Lee did great. But I'll tell you what I think needs to happen. So, of course, listen, I like Mario Yamasaki. He's been a good referee over the years. But when you make a mistake like that, I feel that people need to be held accountable. Okay, if we make mistakes in the cage as fighters, we are held accountable. The commission, if we make mistakes, either we lose the fight, so we're held accountable in that regard. But if we break the rules, if we flaunt the rules and the authority, then we are often given a fine. These days, you're not supposed to jump on top of the cage. A lot of people do, but it's actually in the rules. You can't be fined for that, and people have been fined. And if you don't do
What's
this,
the
you
fine,
don't do
really?
that. Pardon me?
What's the fine? I feel like everybody jumps on top of the cage.
Everybody says fuck the commission, but it's true. You're not supposed to jump on the cage.
You jump on the cage almost every time.
Yeah, because damn right, if I knock out Luke Rockhold in the first round, I'm jumping on the cage. It's as simple as that. But no, it's in there. You're not supposed to, and I know New York have actually issued some fines for that.
What's the fine for it? I want to know.
I don't know what the fine is. I don't know what the amount is. But yeah. And if you fail to make weight, 20% is taken to 25% in some cases. So my point is that officials need to be held accountable as well. So, Mario Yamasaki should have to sit down with the commission. I'm not trying to get him in shit. I'm not trying to cost him his job. He's a very good referee. But he has to explain his position on why he did that.